Okay, here we are. It's Brent from PathandTarot, and this is the PathandTarot suite of cards. We're going to be using all three decks, uh, and I feel these decks, I designed them as a suite, like they were kind of conceptualized all at the same time, and then the decks sort of were born in sequence. But in the end, they're meant to be used together. So you got the elemental cards. You've seen those. They can be used for testing like ESP and card guessing. It's a lot of fun. You've seen the playing cards. Use those with Beat the Devil, and then the tarot deck, the Pathan Tarot deck. Obviously used for tarot readings, right? But now we can use all three decks together to create like a more robust, high definition reading. So come along with me while we talk about these cards, and I will share with you sort of the reasoning and methodology of how to tackle these types of cards in this way. And you can take a moment to think about what you want to get out of the reading. Because I'm not going to ask a question, I'm just going to draw the cards, and we're going to just come up with something so you can take that moment to think about something specific. So that's why I want to leave it open for you, is that if you see this at a later time somewhere, you can think, okay, well, hey, what are the things that I want to know about? Come up with something maybe more specific, or just ask something like, what are the unknowns that I'm not aware of? That's a good place to start. So let's draw a card, and we'll see what we can get. Cavalier of Cups. Ooh, cool. Okay, so we'll draw that, and then we'll get that over there. Ooh, interesting. That is very interesting. So right away we've got this unusual harmonization of elements. So the cool thing about the court cards, and this is, I feel like this alone kind of removes the struggle of learning the court cards. I felt that was the hardest thing to tackle when I was learning to read the tarot. Like the major kind of cards were pretty easy, to get that sequence and understand that, and then the pip cards, like the numbered cards, that you could read them pretty easily. Like say with the Waite Smith deck, it was, they helped illustrate things, but the court cards were always very mysterious. But once you start to realize that they are sub-elements, they are an element within another element, you start to really break them down and understand them a little bit more clearly. And that's what the PathandTarot deck is really about, is just dealing with those like the core symbols. So in here we've got water with air inside of it. And look at the cards we have. We've got a harmonization of the air energy of the air suit, the spades, and that's swords in tarot, right? And that's how the associations work. So we've got a really good harmonization happening here. The water element on the right side here, on my side, is water. So we've got a perfect spread of cards that are just harmonized really, really well. And even the earth element that is part of the jack or the page, as an example, harmonizes with water. So like the sub element here harmonizes nicely with this sub element. And once we've got that harmonization, you start to get things pretty sharp. So in a way, it fulfills the the extreme energy of the Cavalier of Cups. Emotionally, when you've got like a very clear harmonization, things just become very refined. I'm brought back to music. Coincidentally, that was my first major skill set in life, is learning music and music composition. So when you start to get harmonies developed in music through multiple instruments, voice leading, choir techniques and things like that, really cool harmonizations, you get something that is almost extreme. You get this like really sharpening effect that works really, really well. If you didn't have harmonization, you'd have like total chaos, and that in itself is something that maybe could be desirable, but the harmonization, I think, is a good artistic endeavor. To harmonize is I think a positive thing. So once you start to get everything moving in the right direction, it all connects nicely. You start to get to an extreme point of developing a strong message. And that's your Path and Tarot Suite reading, and I'll see you in the next one.